All right, if you're a developer, I want you to think about something. How many times have you typed git init, git add, git commit? What if you could do all of that and a whole lot more with just one single command? Well, today we're going to dive into a tool that promises to do exactly that. Look, if you write code, you know the grind of repetitive git commands. It just feels like a necessary part of the job, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about how much time that grind is actually costing you? So first, let's talk about a workflow that is probably way too familiar. I like to call it the Git repetition trap. You know, that endless cycle of commands you have to run for every single new project. I mean, think about it. Every single time you start something new, it's the same dance. You're in your terminal, right? You type git init, git add, git commit. Then you have to completely switch gears, pop open your browser, go to GitHub, create the repo, copy the URL, switch back to the terminal, add the remote, and finally you can push your code. It's just a lot of steps. And let's be honest, it's not just that it's repetitive. It's about the friction. How many times have you run into these little frustrating errors? You know, the remote already exists, your authentication failed, or that one that just makes you sigh, push rejected. All of a sudden, what should have been a 2-minute task spirals into a 20-minute headache. So all of that friction, all of that wasted time, it really starts to add up. We're not just talking about a minor annoyance here. This has a real measurable impact on your productivity. Let's actually do the math for a second. How many little projects, experiments, or new repos do you spin up in a year? Just think about it. So let's just say you start maybe 50 new things in a year. If each setup takes you about 10 minutes, once you factor in the commands and fixing those little errors, well, that's 500 minutes. That's over 8 hours. You are losing an entire workday every single year just doing repetitive Git setup. You know, this exact frustration is what led developer Himanshu Kumar to ask a really simple but really powerful question. Why are we doing this manually? Why do we just accept this as the way things are? And that question led him to build a solution, a tool that's designed to completely eliminate this repetition. It's called RunGit. And yeah, it's basically one command to rule them all. So meet RunGit. It's a command line tool built with Python, and its mission is incredibly simple. Automate your whole Git workflow, make it totally effortless, and give you back your time. The whole idea here is to replace dozens of potential commands, clicks, and context switching with just one single, streamlined experience. It's built to handle the entire process for you, from staging your files to pushing a brand new repo, all without ever leaving your terminal. So that all sounds great, but what does it actually feel like to use it? Let's take a quick look at what the experience is like. Okay, so instead of trying to remember a bunch of different commands, you just type run git and you're greeted with this beautiful interactive menu. As you can see, all the common stuff is right there. Quick push, create a new repo, branch operations. It just guides you right through it. Now, to let the tool create repos for you, there's a really quick one-time setup. You just generate a personal access token from your GitHub account, which is kind of like a secure password for apps. Give it the right permissions, paste it in one time, and RunGit takes care of it from then on. And right here, this is where the magic happens. Just look at the output on the screen. After asking a few simple questions, RunGit does literally everything. It creates the remote repo on GitHub, initializes a local one, stages all your files, makes that first commit, and pushes. That whole 6-step manual mess we talked about? Yeah, that's done. In seconds. But RunGit is so much more than just a simple script. It's packed with intelligent features for real-world coding. For instance, it's smart enough to detect if you already have files in your folder, it can help you connect an existing local project to GitHub, and it even has safeguards, like warning you if you're about to accidentally commit sensitive files like your API keys. And check this out, it can even generate clear conventional commit messages for you automatically. It just looks at your file changes and crafts a helpful message like this one, saving you yet another small but kind of annoying task. And hey, if you're not a big fan of interactive menus and you just prefer direct commands, RunGit has you covered there too. It offers a full set of shortcuts for all the common operations, so you can do a quick push, check the status, or even undo your last commit with a single, easy-to-remember command. So when you put this all together, what's the big picture? What does this actually mean for your day-to-day workflow? Well, it's clear this isn't some isolated problem. With over 2,000 downloads, it's pretty obvious that developers everywhere are tired of the manual grind. They're actively looking for better ways to automate and streamline their work. Ultimately, this is the transformation we're talking about. You go from the old way, that messy, frustrating six-step process bouncing between your terminal and browser, to the RunGit way, a single, elegant command. This tool really just embodies a core principle of good software development. Automation is always, always better than repetition. The goal is to let the computers do the boring, robotic tasks so we can focus our brainpower on what we actually enjoy, solving hard problems and building cool things. Which brings us right back to the final and I think the most important question. By automating just this one small, repetitive part of your job, you get an entire workday back every year. So what are you going to do with your 8+ hours back?